Good evening, welcome, thank you very much for coming today. Thank you all very much. Today is my first attempt at trying to teach a little bit of English. I have been described by some as the final boss of English learning, which is flattering in some ways, but I don't want any of you to feel intimidated. Today, what I would like to do is use some simple English to teach you all a little bit of British culture. I am from the United Kingdom, I am from England, and I understand many of you find English or... Excuse me, there has been a Slack ping. Pardon me, I'm going to mute that. Normally, I have a habit of talking quite fast, but today, I'm going to try and slow right down. I'm going to try and help as many of you as possible to follow along and learn a little bit about how to speak English with me. I've prepared a series of alphabets, 2 of them in fact. One which will teach you some very funny and improper British slang terms, and one which will teach you some very important parts of British culture. So, I'm going to do my very best to use some easy words for you to listen with. However, I may not be perfect. This is my first try at teaching English, but I think it might just stand a chance at teaching you something good. Are you ready? I'd like to get started in teaching you about some British slang. We have some very funny terms for you to get used to today. O is for on the pole. On the pole is a phrase used to describe going out and looking for a potential sexual partner. Ooh. If you're going to a bar or perhaps a nightclub, hoping to make friends with someone you might take home that night, you are on the pole. For example, "Nah, I'm not coming back to yours tonight, mate. I'm on the pole." "Yeah, I've just met this girl at the bar. I think I might be on the pole tonight." And you might say, "Oh, cheeky." And SH is for shag. To shag means to engage in sexual intercourse. To shag means to have sex. For example, used in a sentence, "Would you like to have a shag?" Also, I've noticed I've forgotten to update the katakana on there. Oops, ignore that. That's wrong. I made the slides a bit quickly this morning, so I was bound to make a couple of mistakes. Now, take a look up in the top right-hand corner. That red marker means that this is a little bit rude. So please be careful. If you do plan on taking a trip to the UK, don't go around saying this to people out of nowhere, okay? U is for up yours. It's an insult, which essentially refers to stick it up your bum. If someone comes at you with something ridiculous, you can say, "Oh, up yours. Up yours." It's as though to say, "I don't care about what you've said. I don't care about what you're doing. Get out of here. I hate what you've said. I hate what you've presented me with. Up yours. Just stick it up. Shove it up your ass." It's quite rude. Not offensive to the point you'd get cancelled, but it's just not very nice to say to people. V is for doing this with your fingers, which is also offensive. In the UK, we don't tend to raise our middle finger. Instead, we raise our front 2 fingers. There's nothing offensive about this elsewhere, but in the UK, this is quite rude. The origin supposedly comes from the 100 Years' War, when English crossbowmen would show this sign to the enemy, as if to say, "I've still got my 2 fingers, I can shoot my crossbow just fine," because French soldiers used to cut these fingers off in order to disarm their opponents. As such, it has progressed to become a very rude sign. So, don't go around in the UK flashing this at people. Oh, the peace sign. Now, 2 fingers facing forward is perfectly fine. If you were to point your hand away, that's rude. But if your palm is facing someone, those 2 fingers, that is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. That still means peace. I'll try and show you some images to make sure you understand the difference. This means peace. This is perfectly normal. Nothing wrong with this at all. Very, very normal. However, that image I showed you earlier, this one, you see the difference? I'm pointing my fingernails toward you. This is rude. On the left, that is rude. But on the right, that is perfectly fine. So just make sure you're aware of which side of your hand you're showing people. It's not illegal, no. It's offensive, but it's not illegal. You're not going to get thrown in jail. If you were running up to someone and being loud and obnoxious and causing a public disturbance maybe, but just flashing somebody with that is rude, but it's not going to put you in jail. W, also offensive, is wanker. Wanker is a great word, but it is rude. To wank means to masturbate, to pleasure oneself. To call someone a wanker might mean that they're just sort of wasting your time. It's used a lot in road rage. You might have someone shouting out the window of their car if they've been cut off, "Oh, you wanker!" A general insult which just describes someone as gross, weird, annoying. It's a good word, but again, don't go calling people this if you don't know them. You can call your friends this if you're close. You could also use wank to say, "I'm going to go have a wank now," but you don't have to tell people that. Keep it to yourself, I think. Now, I've just remembered that I forgot to finish the final... Oh man. I was trying to coordinate something with Yuki Wilson for this one. Give me 1 second, everyone. Just wait for one moment. One moment. Sumimasen. There we go. All done. Okay, let's see if that's worked. X is for kiss? That's quite right. In the UK, and I'm sure elsewhere in the world, but particularly in the UK, a lot of the time we will end a sentence or a text with an X to indicate a kiss. As you can see on the right here, I texted my lovely wife, Yuki Wilson, with a kiss, and he said, "What the hell are you talking about?" I don't know what that's about. We're going to have a discussion. But if you wanted to add a little bit of love to the end of a sentence, you might add an X to say, "Mwah." For example, I could text you, "Kindred, I'm live in 5 minutes, X." And that would be the equivalent of me giving you a kiss. Although, many people will use an X at the end of their texts even if they're not romantic or even friendly. It's just casually polite in many instances to add an X to the end of a text in the UK. I personally don't do it, but many people do. And it's perfectly normal to do so, even with people that you don't know that well. It might stem from the tradition to give the non-touching kisses on the cheek when you're greeting someone formally, to sort of touch cheeks and say, "Oh, hello there," and touch both your cheeks and make the little kissing sound without actually kissing them on the cheek. Y is for yobbo. Yobbo means just kind of an idiot. A yobbo is someone who is foolish, clumsy, and stupid. If someone's a yobbo, you might say, "Oh, don't do that, you yobbo." You could also say yob as well. Both of them work, and they're both somewhat offensive words to call someone who is a bit of an idiot or is being foolish. "You yobbo, you yobhead." Well, thick is more of an adjective. If you are thick, then you are stupid. But if you are a yobbo, then that is what you are, an idiot. So a yobbo is a noun, whereas thick is an adjective. Very well done, everyone. I'm very proud of you all. You've learned so well. And we're only halfway done. We've got a whole nother PowerPoint to go through, and this one has some really interesting stuff about British culture. Let's move on, shall we? Why don't we take a look at British culture? A is for apologizing. Gome. Now, apologizing is common all around the world. Every culture on earth has ways of saying sorry, but British people apologize a lot. British people apologize even when they have nothing to be sorry for. In public, when you need to push past somebody, you might say, "Sumimasen," or you might say, "Excuse me." In Britain, we do say this, but usually we say sorry. If I'm trying to squeeze through a crowd of people, I would say, "Sorry, sorry, 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 sorry." It's just in our mind. It's part of our programming. You say sorry for everything. Even if you're just passing somebody on the street, if you're not inconveniencing them at all, a lot of people will just say sorry. Apologizing is very common, and a lot of the time people may say sorry for no reason at all. This is fascinating. Q is for queuing. Queuing, obviously, is practiced all around the world. British people, however, are different. Built into our DNA, built into our mind, is queuing. No matter where we are, if there are other people, we will attempt to form a queue. We're like rats in a maze. we will always form a queue no matter what, no matter where we are. And the funny thing to me is, I wasn't really aware that this is considered a uniquely British thing. Although I'm seeing many of you saying that Japan is quite the same, and this is, I'm sure, is the case. I believe Japan and the UK have cultures of quiet politeness, so this makes a lot of sense. I guess I've spent so much of my life forming queues and thinking it's normal that I never realized that it was a unique thing. But no matter where I am, I notice if I'm waiting for anything, I will find a queue to join. We were talking about pubs. A big place to exercise this is at the bar when you're hoping to get a drink at the pub. There is no line per se, but in your mind, when you go to a bar, you will form a mental queue. You will start queuing inside your head. Whoever arrived soonest to the bar will be served first, and everyone will prioritize organizing that queue in their heads. I have been in the UK for 100 years. I have never in my life, never seen someone jump a queue at a pub. Never. I have never ever seen someone go up to a bar and try to say that it's their turn to be served before it is. They will always honor whoever genuinely was first at the bar, which is a miracle, I think. I've never seen anyone break that social code, and I think that's good. So no matter where you go, if you're in the UK, it's polite to make sure that you're queuing for things. Whoever arrived first gets to go first, and you're going to wait your turn. The U is for Union Jack. The Union Jack is what we call our flag. The Union Jack represents the UK. So I'll take a moment now to tell you about the difference between England, Great Britain, and the United Kingdom. So let me get a map for you right away, because this is important. All right, so what we can see here is England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and Northern Ireland. Now, the United Kingdom, or what we call the UK, is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. You see the orange at the top of Ireland? That is a part of the UK. But Ireland itself, the larger landmass, some people call Southern Ireland, is not a part of the UK. When people talk about England, they are specifically referring to the green mainland here, not including Wales or Scotland or Ireland. England is just this. And in fact, England, all of these places, have their own flags. I'll show you all the different flags. As a reminder, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales make up the United Kingdom. England is this mainland here. And then Great Britain is... Actually, suddenly nervous I'm getting this wrong. Yes, Great Britain refers to this island. So the island on the right is Scotland, England, and Wales. That is the island of Great Britain, not including Ireland. So that's the difference. Make sure that you don't get that mixed up, because Irish people don't like to be called British, because they aren't. Let's remember, England is this right here. And that's where I am from. Let's take a look at all those flags. So this is the flag of England, though the main island, the mainland that you may think of, that's the English flag with London in it and all of that. Then the Scottish flag is this blue X shape. Scotland is this. Now the Welsh flag makes reference to a classic Great British legend of George and the Dragon. As the tale goes, St. George of Wales slew a dragon in order to rescue a princess. That story is known as George and the Dragon, and that dragon is a part of the Welsh flag, which is very cool. I think having a dragon on your flag is pretty great, although I am pleased that I don't have to often, if I'm needing to draw a flag, I don't need to draw a dragon on it. It's a lot more convenient that way. And then, of course, the Irish flag, although not a part of the UK, it's important to remember that, is this very simple green, white, and orange. There's the Irish flag. And Northern Ireland, as we know, has no official flag of its own. The Union flag wraps it under its whole banner. However, originally they did have their own flag, which has this red cross with the crown on it as well. So this specifically is the flag of Northern Ireland, but does not refer to the whole of Ireland itself. Alright, these are the different flags. But remember, that one in the top left, Ireland, is not a part of the UK. It's just an island next to Great Britain. Bit of an advanced lesson there, but thank you all for keeping up. I'm just talking slow today because we have some ESL learners today and I want to make sure that they can comprehend everything I want to say.